Alright, yan. Magandang araw mga kabatas natin at welcome sa isa namang live stream. Mga kabatas natin, pasensya na kayo, pati ako kinakabahan no, dito sa pangyayaring ito. And as much as possible, I want to make this a very comfortable interview for everyone. No, pero what I can promise is I'll do my best. And this is the first time in history, mga kabatas natin, that Miss Granty, yung sinabi rin ni Tulfo, mga kabatas natin, na panganay niya o unang anak niya ay magsasalita na in public. Okay? So, we have to pardon her if she does not want to show her face. Although, we saw already each other face-to-face backstage. And yun nga, no, for of course she's already living a life, and she doesn't want that life to be tainted with whatever negative things that will be coming to her way because of her, of course, being true to herself, being true to her past. Okay, so ito na lang yung sasabihin ko sa inyo mga kabatas natin, let's be good to each other, and that applies to everyone. Without further ado, mga kabatas natin, tulad nga ng sinabi ko sa inyo, yung aking guest ay yung panganay ni Tulfo. I think she doesn't need any more introductions. I want also her to introduce herself and not me. Okay, because this is her first time to be exposed to the public like this, and she lives in the States now. I guess she speaks English more fluently than Filipino, but she understands Filipino. That's what she said. So ngayon mga kabatas natin, please welcome to our community. Please welcome to social media. Please welcome to our world, Miss Grandy. Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Magandang araw po. Thank you so much, Attorney Lubayan, for that introduction. As Attorney said, I'm more fluent in English, so mahihirapan akong mag-Tagalog, so pasensya na po. I'm really happy to be here and very honored to be interviewed by Attorney Lubayan about my experience. Natitira ako sa Amerika ngayon, so yun lang ang introduction ko. Salamat.
Okay. Good morning, Ma'am Grandy. Ano pong oras na sa inyo dyan? What's the time in your place now?
8:00 p.m.
8:00 p.m. Okay, so we're glad it's not that late, and I hope we are not taking much of your quality time from your family. I know you have a family now, right?
Opo, yes. Asawa ko.
Sorry. Come again?
Meron akong asawa, yun lang.
Meron ho kayong asawa. So, now you live in America. Many people are curious po kasi, you live in America but you were born in the Philippines. Am I correct?
Tama. I was born in Tarlac, tapos tumira ko sa Tinang, tapos sa Angeles.
Okay.
So, kung mag-uumpisa tayo, lumaki ako sa Tinang kasama ko ang mga pamilya ng nanay ko. Silang nag-alaga sa akin. Ang lola ko, lola, mga tito ko. Siguro mga 10 tao kami. Or nine people total. I would be the 10th sa nakatira sa Tinang. The 9 people took care of me there on my mother's side. Tapos pumunta ako sa Angeles.
Okay, ito pong nung pumunta ho kayo ng Angeles, ilang taon na po kayo?
Nakakalimutan ko siguro mga 7.
7. So you were very young. Nung
Oo.
panahon na ito, when you were 7 years old po, do you know the whereabouts about your father na? For those people who doesn't know, your father is Raffy Tulfo, the famous senator, di ba po?
Opo, hindi ko alam nasaan siya. Ang alam ko lang patay siya. Yun ang sabi ng mga relatives ko sa akin ay patay na siya. So yun ang alam ko
Okay.
nung bata ako. So,
Okay, when you were 7 years old po, you moved to Angeles. Kumusta po yung buhay niyo doon?
medyo mabuti. Mas mabuti siguro kaysa sa buhay ko sa Tinang kasi sa Angeles, my mom had a job there and it was her sister, her three sisters and her paid for the apartment. And I went to Angeles University
Mm.
Foundation, yung private school. Ang nagbayad ay si Joe Pearson. Ang tawag ko sa
Okay.
kanya ay dad kasi siyang
Mhm.
nagpalaki sa akin, siyang nagpag-aral sa akin. So, medyo maganda yung buhay sa Angeles ng konti kasi may gripo kasi sa Tinang wala kaming gripo. Bomba
Yeah.
lang. Um, so,
Mhm.
so
You,
medyo
you
mas gumanda ng konti ang buhay.
so yung bomba na sinasabi niyo, yun po yung poso, no?
Opo, poso, nakatira ako sa Tinang sa bahay kubo. So, yung sahig namin, walang sahig, walang tiles, walang carpet, dumi lang. So, talagang mahirap kami. So, sa
Oh.
Angeles, may sahig na tunay na sahig, di ba? Tiles yung sahig sa Angeles. So, gumanda. Yung sa Tinang, wala akong kama. So, yung kama namin, kahoy. So, natutulog ako sa kahoy,
Okay.
di ba? So, sa Angeles, medyo meron kami ng mattress, di ba? So, medyo gumanda ng konti
Mhm.
doon ang buhay.
So, if you don't mind po, kailan niyo po nakilala si Mr. Pearson po?
Siguro mga
Yung
7 or 8 ako din.
7 or 8 years old
Nakilala.
na kayo. So
Siguro, yeah.
during that time, you really think or you really thought that your father was dead?
Tama. Akala ko patay na siya. Yun lang ang sabi ng mga tao sa akin.
Saan ho kayo nag-aral ng college? Dito rin ho sa Pilipinas?
Hindi po. Sa Amerika ako nag-college.
So, kailan po kayo ah, gumayak o pumunta ho ng Amerika?
Mga 11 ata. Oh, 11. 95.
11 years old. So, batang-bata pa rin ho kayo. Ngayon po, maybe we'll go to the difficult questions na. Are you comfortable?
Yes.
Okay. Marami ho kasi nagtatanong, when was the first time ho na you found out that your dad was not dead? Raffy Tulfo was not dead?
Siguro mga 13 ako. Nagsabi sa akin nanay ko na ang lola ko nakita niya ang tatay ko sa TV.
Mhm.
So excited ako. When I was 13, 'di ba, sa mga teens, yung relationship sa
Yes.
parents hindi naman maayos in those age.
Yes.
So excited ako kasi um, lagi akong nag-aaway sa nanay ko at saka kay Joe, ang dad ko, like kami nag-aaway. So in my thoughts na, okay, I want to meet my father. Things will be better. He'll treat me better.
Mhm.
Tapos, yung isip ko, sikat siya. So, sikat
Yes.
siya. Um, he seems nice. So, gusto ko siyang ma-meet. So, talagang I asked my mom to have me meet him. So,
So
yun
you
ang
were
nangyari.
okay. Uh-huh. So pagkatapos po nun, you ask your mom and you were looking forward to meeting him. What did you do or what did your mom do po to reach out to your dad?
Hindi ang nanay kong nag-reach out. Ang nag-reach out ay ang tito de ko nung buhay pa siya, asawa ng tita Sally ko.
Okay.
Kasi ang tito de ko, marami
Mother
siyang
side niyo po siya?
si Tita Sally, oo, mother side ko siya,
Mother
asawa,
side din?
asawa si Tito Dick. Opo. Yes.
Mhm.
So,
So
maraming taong kilala. Oh, go ahead.
yes, go ahead po. Go ahead. Sorry.
So, maraming taong kilala si Tito Dick. So, gumawa siya ng parawan para introduce ako kay Raffy. So,
Mhm.
pumunta kami sa Channel 4 para ma-meet namin si Raffy for the first time.
Okay.
Naaalala ko na um, tuwang-tuwa siya na makita ako na he said something along the lines of I don't need a blood test or something like that na
Mhm.
kamukhang kamukha kami, talagang anak niya
Yes.
ako. Tapos sinabi niya
Mhm.
mahal niya ako.
Mhm.
So exciting yung first time meeting namin.
So yung first time meeting niyo po, it was purely inside the ano lang, the studio? You didn't go anywhere, or like there was no other events that happened aside from you meeting in the studio po?
Yun lang po. Yun lang na-remember ko na excited lang akong nakita ko ang tatay ko for the first time. Mabait siya, charismatic, charming. Um,
Mhm.
just overall easy to talk to, get along with.
Mhm.
But yeah, we didn't go anywhere that day, but we went out a couple days later. I can't remember where we
Mga
went.
yung first meeting niyo ho, mga gaano ho katagal yung ano, yung encounter niyo po?
Yung encounters namin, every time I would go sa Pilipinas, I went 5 or 6 times over the course of several years. Mga 3 linggo yung bakasyon ko. In those
Mhm.
3 linggo, magkikita kami siguro 4 o 5 beses lang ang kita namin.
Mhm. So ito naman po, all meetings are pleasant naman po. Maganda naman po yung experiences niyo when it comes to dealing with your father while you are here in the Philippines.
Nung bata ako, kung tatanungin mo yung question na yan, nung bata ako, sasabihin ko, oo, perfect, maganda. And pero
That's good to
kung
know.
looking back ngayon, hindi yun ang sasagot ko. Ibang sasagutin ko kasi nung bata ako, syempre, impressionable ako. And
Yes.
I really, every time I visited him, di ba, mabait siya sa akin, binibigyan ako ng shopping money,
Mhm.
dinadala ko sa high-end hotels, sa high-end places, so binibigyan ako na parang extravagant lifestyle, di ba, na hindi ko
Yes.
natitikman sa buhay ko kasi mahirap kami. So, na-enjoy ko yon. Pero yung hindi ko gusto ay, alam niyo siguro na pinakilala niya ang mga girlfriends niya sa akin. Batang-bata ako, di ba? 13. So,
Okay. Sige po.
yeah. So, nakilala ko dalawa yung girlfriends niya. Yung dalawang girlfriends niya. Yung unang girlfriend niya na nakilala ko, estudyante siya. And
Mhm.
I remember na sinabi niya sa akin, it's easier for me to meet my girlfriends when I'm with you, so I can tell Jocelyn that I'm with you. And
Mhm.
kasi mahal ko siya, I wanted his approval. Wala akong sinabi. Um, yung isip ko, naniniwala siya sa akin. So, he trusts me. So, I should just keep quiet about this.
Mhm.
So, I
So
think it
how old were you again here,
13.
ma'am? 13? Okay.
13.
Tapos ano po yung sumunod ho na pinakilala po sa inyo?
Yung sumunod, nakilala ko si Lizelle.
Okay.
So, yun ang long-term girlfriend niya. Si Lizelle, mabait siya. Siloso si Raffy. So, Yung na-remember ko, yung unang girlfriend na na-meet ko, pumunta kami, sinunduan namin siya sa bahay niya, pumunta kami sa mall. Tapos, nag-away lang sila sa kotse. And he kept
Mhm,
telling her, "Why are you talking to some man?" And she denied it. She said, "There's no other men." Pumasok kami
mhm,
sa mall. Pagkatapos, pumunta sa banyo yung babae. Iniwan namin siya. Um, kasi sinabi ng tatay ko na kinakausap niyang lalaki. So, iniwan namin siya. So, tawag ng tawag yung babae. Sabi niya, wala akong pera para pamasahe. Bumalik ka
mhm,
dito. Kunin mo ako. Um, ganyan ang ginawa niya kay Lizelle rin. Kung Lizelle eye contact siya sa ibang lalaki, nagagalit siya. So, talagang siloso
mhm,
siya. So, si Lizelle, bawal siyang magkausap ng ibang lalaki. Basta
mhm.
stricto talaga. So, parang naawa ako sa kanya. Um, kasi mabait siya sa akin. Pero at the same time, hindi ko naintindihan bakit siya kasama, why she was with Raffy. Kasi maganda naman siya,
Okay.
bata siya.
Mhm.
So, hindi ko naintindihan yung relationship nila.
Okay. Well, oh, wow, that's alam niyo, that's a lot to take na coming from you and being at that age tapos na-experience niyo ho agad yung mga gano'n grabeng mga ano, mga experiences po. Ah, ngayon ho, on a lighter note po, when you were growing up, what name were you, ano po, wag na ho yung ngayon. When you were growing up, what name were you using?
Ang tawag ng pamilya ko sa akin, Joy. Yun ang nickname ko sa bata ako. Ewan ko bakit Joy ang tawag nila sa akin. Pero nung pumunta
Pe-
ako sa AU,
ah,
yung nickname ng mga kaklase ko sa akin sa AU, Toothpick. Kasi
mm.
masyado akong malnourished. So yun ang sabi nila sa akin, toothpick. Pero hindi maganda, hindi na magandang nickname. Talagang meron undertone na hindi
Oh,
maganda.
it's a form of name calling. Ginagamit niyo po ba yung last name na Tulfo?
Hindi, pinalitan ko na.
Pinalitan niyo na. So, when you were in school, never niyo po ginamit yung last name na Tulfo. You were just using
Ah,
your mom's name.
oh, sorry. Nung sa Pilipinas ako hanggang sa US, ginamit kong Tulfo. So, pinalitan ko lang yung pangalan ko the last time I saw Raffy. So, the last time I saw Raffy, mga 2008 ata, pinalitan ko na yung
Mhm.
pangalan ko.
Bakit niyo ho pinalitan yung pangalan niyo?
Um, kasi kinuha ko ang pangalan ng tunay na ama ko, si Joe Pearson. Yun ang sasabihin
Joe
ko.
Person.
So,
Mhm.
parang homage ko sa kanya kasi siyang nagpalaki sa akin.
Siya yung
At saka 2008, may isip na ako, may edad na ako. So, I think that's when I really saw what my father, Rafi, is just a father, right? He's genetic material. What
mhm,
he was like. So, naalala ko na kailangan ko ng tulong sa kanya sa college. So, tumawag ko sa kanya. Sa 2008, um, meron naman siyang kaya, pero pinalitan ng numero niya sa akin. Tawag ako ng tawag, hindi ko siya makatawag.
mhm,
Um, so after that, everything just hit me in the face that he's not a real father. He's never going
mhm.
to be.
Kasi ho meron ho siyang ano, meron ho siyang, sinasabi sa kanyang programa when you reached out, to him daw when you were supposed to get married. or when about to get married, sorry, when you were about to get married daw po, ah, parang he tried to reach out to you daw, kaya lang daw po ayaw daw po ibigay nung mga relatives niyo po, even your mother, yung number niyo po dahil magbibigay daw po siya ng $10,000 sa inyong kasal. Is there any truth to that po? Kasi yun po yung kanyang nilalabas sa kanyang palabas na Raffy Tulfo in Action.
Hindi totoo yan. Thank you for bringing that up and asking that because I want to set the record straight. Hindi totoo yan po. First of all, na-meet niya ako sa 1997, di ba? So, as
Opo.
I said earlier, I've visited the Philippines a handful of times, maybe 5 times throughout that time. So, I'll see him, I'll come for 3 weeks. I'll see him about 5 times, 4 to 5 times in those 3 weeks. So,
Mhm.
each time, nawawala yung numero ko, nawawala yung email ko, nawawala yung address ko each time. Kasi, kung nasa Pilipinas ako, he's always saying, oh, I've missed you, I love you, mahal kita, blood is thicker than water, ganon. Binobola ako, di ba? Pero,
Opo.
as soon as I go back to America, walang birthday cards, walang Christmas cards, walang phone calls, wala.
Mhm.
Basta nawawala. Pero every time I go back sa Pilipinas, I forgive him kasi in my head, maybe I did something wrong. Baka
Mhm.
nagkamali ako. So in my head, I thought I'll just be a better daughter this time around. I won't make
Mhm.
him upset. I'll be perfect. So,
Mhm.
masyadong masakit na yun ang
Mhm.
inisip ko. So, kung sinabi niya na he can't get a hold of me, I don't
Mhm.
understand because how has he not, in today's technologically driven world, hindi ko naintindihan bakit nawala niyang address, phone, at saka email ko na more than
Mhm.
5 times. And to tell you the truth, Attorney Libayan,
Opo.
yung Facebook ko, private. Private na private. Talagang lockdown yon. You cannot find me. Kung
Opo.
hanapin mo ako sa Facebook, hindi mo ako mahahanap. Yung litrato ko, hindi ang mukha ko kasi talagang gusto kong privacy ko. So,
Opo.
na-surprise ako sa, I think it was 2000, when was it? 2019? So, it was when I was after my marriage. Nakita kong email sa Facebook ko galing kay Ralph.
Mhm.
Sinabi
Sino po si
niya,
Ralph?
Ralph Tulfo, anak ni Raffy.
Okay, yung kanyang anak po. O sige po.
Sinabi niya, hey, I'm using Ralph's Facebook because I don't have Facebook. So your mother, something along that, I can pull it up later, but your
Okay
mother
po.
is trying to tarnish my reputation. Can you please talk to her? Something along that line. So, hindi ko naintindihan na paano niyang nakuha ang Facebook ko.
Mhm.
Lockdown ang account ko.
Mhm.
So,
Well,
it's
alam
so
niyo ho kasi
easy for
marami
her.
naman siyang researchers, eh.
Okay, so,
So that only says na kaya nga yung tulad ng laging sinasabi ni ni Raffy Tulfo, kung gusto may paraan. Well, he is a very powerful person and he has a lot of people working under him. Most definitely he can do that. Kaya I feel you po nung sinabi niyo na more than 5 times he lost all your contact details, email, phone, tsaka social media. Ah, 'pag gusto nga may paraan. So, well, I'm sorry to hear that na ganyan ho kayo dininay. Pero in relation to the money offerings po na sinasabi niya na he was supposed to give you 10,000, can we set the record straight din po if you can make clear to people kung paano ho kayo sinuportahan ni Raffy Tulfo?
Hindi niya ako sinuportahan. Oh, teka. Kung sasabihin mo na sinuportahan niya ako nung binibigyan ako ng shopping money kasi kasama ang girlfriend. So, gusto niya ng one-on-one time sa girlfriend. Bibigyan ako ng pera para mag-shopping ako. Yun, sinuportahan niya yung shopping habit ko.
Mhm. So if maalala niyo po kaya parang all your life kung magkano po siguro yung naibigay sa inyo, approximation of the money that Raffy Tulfo gave to you. So puro shopping money lang.
Shopping money lang po kung nasa Pilipinas ako lang kasama
Mga
ng
magkano po yung
girlfriend.
binibigay niya?
Siguro, each time I visit, bibigyan ako ng 2 to 3,000 US dollars siguro.
2 to 3,000 US dollars.
So,
So
kung
you
mga
went
5
here,
times, mga 15,000 siguro.
so mga $15,000 po yung nakuha nyo sa kanya na pera in your lifetime.
Tama po.
Mhm. Okay. So ngayon po what was your reaction when do you ito ho muna siguro a better question. Uh, do you watch your dad sa Raffy Tulfo in action?
Hindi po. Kasi,
How about in the Senate po? Do you watch him?
hindi po. I prefer not to be involved or see what he's doing.
Ngayon po itong kasi marami siyang claims tungkol sa nanay niyo ho. If you don't know anything about it and if you haven't watched it, maybe I will not ask na, pero I'll ask your permission then if you are willing to talk about it. Yung mga claims ho ni Raffy Tulfo sa inyong nanay na si Miss Julie po. Do you know anything about the claims of Raffy Tulfo sa mga ginagawa ho ng nanay nyo?
Teka po. Meron clip na that was sent to me about he was on his show and he said my mother is extorting him. Yun ba?
Yes, tama po, tama po. Oho. So you've seen that clip po.
Yes, I have.
What can you say about that po?
Talagang I'm shocked kasi shocked ako kasi number one, hindi naman totoo. Number two, pinakita yung mukha ng nanay at dad ko sa TV. At saka yung lugar nila, like invasion ng privacy, and complete use of power, abuse of power, yung inisip ko nung ginawa niya yun. Kasi ang nanay at saka dad ko, wala silang platform na kagaya niya.
Yes. Yes.
So, lahat ng ginagawa niya, reframing, di ba? So, putol-putol, like ang mga information na linalagay niya, and reframing ang information na linalagay niya. So, total abuse of power kasi ang nanay at saka dad ko, wala silang power na pwedeng that people will hear what they have to say, their side of the story.
Tama, tama po. I agree with you. Kasi are you aware po na in social media your dad has 27 million subscribers in YouTube and he is the most famous YouTuber here in the Philippines?
Opo, alam ko yon, pero I don't search that info myself. I have that information sent to me. So, medyo alam ko anong ginagawa niya kasi ang mga pamilya ko, binibigyan ako ng mga information, pero hindi ko hinahanap ng sarili ko ang information niya.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand ho kung bakit gano'n yung gusto niyong mangyari. Ngayon po, speaking of popular personalities, are you aware din po na yung mga kapatid ni Raffy Tulfo ay, popular personalities rin dito sa Pilipinas?
Opo, dati nung na-meet ko siya una, si Mon mas popular ata kaysa sa kanya. Si Mon at saka si Erwin.
Mhm,
Si Ben konti. So, I I think when I first met him, Rafi wasn't as big as Mon Erwin. Maybe he was bigger than Ben at the time.
hmm. So ito po, where did you meet them? Can you remember po, what was the year when you met your titos, the Tulfo brothers?
To be honest, I can't remember the exact year. It might be the first time that I was in the Philippines. So, kung tama, 2007 yon. Yung na-remember ko lang, we went to a fancy restaurant, a private room. So,
Mhm,
there was a specific private room sa restaurant. So it was just my uncles and my father and their
hmm,
girlfriends. So dinala yung lahat ng girlfriends nila. Walang
mhm,
nagdala ng asawa. Girlfriends lang ang na-meet
yeah,
ko. So um, that was my first time. And again, I was young, so excited ako na meet kong si Tito Mon, 'di ba? Sikat siya. So excited ako na meet ko
yeah.
si Tito Mon, si Tito Erwin, at saka yung mga girlfriends nila.
Pero nung panahon na ito, you are aware po na kasal sila lahat?
Hindi ko alam. Hindi ko alam kung kasal sila.
Mm,
Pero kasi pinakilala lang girlfriend. So, ang isip ko, baka may asawa kasi sabi girlfriend. Kasi,
okey.
yung isip ko nung bata ako, kung gwapo sila lahat, mayaman sila, syempre may asawa na, di ba? So, tapos
Yes, yes.
pinapakilala lang girlfriend. At saka kung kasama yung girlfriend ng tatay ko, kasi alam ko, ang tatay ko, kasama niya si Jocelyn. So, bakit
Hmm,
isasama ang girlfriend niya, eh hindi Jocelyn, kung yung mga ibang babae ay
hmm,
asawa, di ba? Dapat Jocelyn,
mhm.
dapat hindi yung girlfriend.
Yes, yes. Itong mga Tulfo brothers ho, ilang beses niyo nakasalamuha o na-meet? Isang beses lang po ba?
Isang beses lang, pero um, si Tito Ben,
Mhm,
nakita ko siya na naman, nakalimutan ko yung date. Siguro mga 18 ako. Galit na galit ako
mm,
sa tatay ko. So, nasa Pilipinas ako. So, I asked my Tito Dick kung pwede niyang, if, if he could have me meet Tito Ben. So, he got me a meeting to meet with Tito Ben. Eh, galit ako
hmm,
kasi nawala na naman ang tatay ko. Nawala na naman
mm,
ang telepono ko, nawala naman ang email ko. So, I didn't want to see my father. I didn't want to see Rafi that year. So I went to Tito
hmm,
Ben, and Tito Ben urged me to murahin si Rafi for neglecting me, diba?
uh-huh,
So um, I think Tito Ben might have called Rafi because later that evening, um, I got a phone call. Eh, walang telepono ng tita ko. I was staying at my tita Sally's at the Palenque area in Las Piñas, so they didn't have a telephone. So it was one of the neighbors had the telephone. They called there, and it was my father saying he wanted to meet me and take me out.
mhm,
So we met at the Shangri-La Hotel, and
mhm,
apologetic siya, really apologetic.
okey,
He was apologizing. He told me he missed me, na mahal niya ako, ganon, ganon. And he'll make it up to me whatever I wanted. Kung gusto ko ng bodyguards with a car to go shopping, if I wanted a condo, or he was making all kinds of promises to me kung anong gusto ko. So
Mhm.
again, I forgave him at that time.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Pero about these promises that he made, meron po bang nangyari dun sa mga promises na prinamis niya sa inyo yan? Yung mga condo, yung mga sasakyan na yan?
Wala po. Um,
Wala?
Siguro that's the year na pumunta kami sa Lizelle.
Sorry?
Pumunta kami sa Boracay, dinala ang
Okay.
girlfriend, Lizelle, sa Boracay. Kaming tatlo, pumunta sa Boracay. Kasi yun atang sinabi ko sa kanya gusto kong gawin. So, dinala kaming tatlo sa Boracay kasama si Lizelle.
Ditong panahon na ito, are you aware kung meron hong anak yung daddy nyo, si Raffy po na kay Lizelle?
Na-meet ko ang anak ni Lizelle, si Chelsea. She introduced her to me, and nagalit ang tatay ko na bakit pina um, pina-introduce si Chelsea sa akin. But it was already done. Lizelle brought Chelsea. I think we were at the mall. Pero
Mm.
yes, I'm aware of Chelsea. Na-meet ko siya nung bata pa siya, baby, di ba? Pero
Opo.
hindi ko na-meet si Ralph or Maricel.
Sino po ang alam yung tatay po ni Chelsea?
Raffy.
Si Raffy Tulfo din po. Ngayon po itong binanggit niyo po si Ralph tsaka si Maricel po. Sila po kaninong anak po ito?
As far as I know, Raffy Tulfo.
Raffy Tulfo. Doon ho po, ito ho ba yung kay Jocelyn Puwa, yung congressman din po ngayon?
Opo.
So you haven't met them po tulad na sinabi nyo?
Hindi po. Na-meet ko lang si Jocelyn. Mabait si Jocelyn sa akin. Meron mga alahas na binigyan sa akin ni Raffy na sinabi niya galing kay Jocelyn.
Mm. Okay. So, did you meet Jocelyn po in person?
Opo, mga 2 beses.
2 beses.
Pero hindi si
Okay.
Maricel or
So,
Ralph.
hindi si Maricel o kaya si Ralph.
Opo.
Do you communicate with any of dito po sa father side nyo through any of the communication channels like phone or social media or email? Do you communicate with them?
Hindi po. And even if I wanted to communicate, I don't have their information. Well,
Mm.
teka, I have Ralph's Facebook. So kung gusto ko, I guess I could reach out to Ralph. Pero hindi po.
Mm. Ngayon po, meron hong ano dito, meron pong mga very sensitive questions dito, and it's okay po if you don't want to answer them. Okay? Ah, ito ho kasi from the people who are watching right now, they submitted these questions. Meron ho ditong question from Teacher Mark React. Teacher Mark Reacts po. Ang sabi po dito, yung ano po, may galit ka daw po ba sa inyo ngayon sa inyong father?
Salamat sa question. Magandang question yan. I haven't really thought about it. Nung, siguro, bata ako, when I was still, in my 20s, even, oo, may galit ako. Pero ngayon, wala.
That's good to know po. That's good to know. Ngayon po, dito sa batas natin, and you frequently watch us, and we value family relations here first and foremost. So dito sa amin, we criticize Raffy Tulfo and all other politicians in relation to the things that we think they are not doing right. Pero that's completely different po from you kasi po you are the father or sorry, you are the daughter of Raffy Tulfo. So, uh, if you don't mind asking, oh, sorry, answering this question, do you think there's still a possibility between you and Raffy Tulfo to get along well, to reconcile?
Hindi po. Kung magpipilit na mag-reconcile kami, I think that, going back to Teacher's Mark's question, that would anger me.
Mm.
But right now, I'm at peace with not having him in my life. And um, I wouldn't want him in my life.
Ngayon po itong, so if that is the case, may nagtatanong din ho dito, ah, ah, kung noong, when you were growing up, when you were in your teens, nung dalaga pa ho kayo, sabi niyo meron ho kayong sama ng loob, ngayon wala na. Can we safely say na napatawad niyo na ho yung inyong, tatay o si Raffy Tulfo sa mga ginawa niya ho sa inyong pamilya?
Hindi po.
First siguro sa inyo po, sa inyo.
Hindi po tama yon. Hindi ko siya pinatawad. It's more like indifferent ako sa kanya.
Mm.
Minsan-minsan kung makikita ko nung ginagawa niya sa nanay ko, right? Like the video you mentioned where he said my mother is extorting him. My anger
Yes.
flares up when
Mm.
he sends a lot of things that are false in court documents. My anger flares up, but the rest of the time, indifferent ako sa kanya. So hindi ko siya pinatawad. It's just I don't think about him.
Okay, okay. Well, that's yeah. That's very clear po. Ngayon no, meron ho tayong tanong galing kay I am Sean Wayne po. Ang tanong niya ho, do you feel recognized po whenever the Raffy Tulfo issue comes up as your dad, as your dad's firstborn? Or even as your dad's father, do you feel like if you are in public or you are with people who know who you are, do you feel that your father recognizes you as a daughter or his firstborn?
Hindi po. From what I understand, again from what my relatives have sent me, he seems to mention or involve his Maricel and Ralph, his son and daughter, quite frequently in his personal and
Mm.
professional and personal life. Pero ako hindi. So, uh, to your question, no, I do not feel recognized, and I'm okay with that.
You're okay. That's good that to know that you're at peace with that po. Ngayon po, how many siblings do you know you have po with Raffy Tulfo?
As far as I know, just Maricel, Ralph, and Chelsea. So, tatlo po.
So that's three po.
Opo.
Ngayon po, people are also asking, also from the viewers of I Am Shanwain. Sabi, tanong ho nila dito, how do you feel when people tell you, people who know your father, that you look like Raffy Tulfo?
I don't feel any sort of way. It's just genetics, di ba? Hindi naman,
Mm.
it doesn't define who I am, yung ugali ko, who I am. It doesn't define me. And from what I understand, Rafi is an attractive man, so perhaps it's a positive thing that physically um, I have those attributes, but it doesn't, I don't think any more or less if someone says I look like him or if I look like anyone else.
Mhm. Were you, uh, I think it's, there's a question here kasi, if, was there ever a time in your life when you were young until now when you were with Raffy Tulfo and he included you in his plans, in his life? Like prospectively, like parang ito ang gagawin natin eventually, this is what we will do. Was there any was there any plan for reconciling, especially when you were young, na gusto ko dito ka sa akin, na mga sinabi po ni Raffy Tulfo?
You know, Attorney Levi, and he did say that when I was there, when I was younger. One of my visits, he asked me to stay, and um, I don't know if he was serious or not, but I didn't end up staying. And he told
Mm.
me, if you stay here, I will make sure you marry a congressman. So even at that age, when he was talking to me, I'm not sure if he saw me as a daughter, but more of as an asset,
Mm.
because his thought was to make sure that I marry someone who had power. So that was his plan for me.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So that was his plan. Ngayon po, there is a question here in the comment section. They are accusing Rapi Tulfo of having or being a hypocrite because uh, if you are not aware, he has this show called Raffy Tulfo in Action, wherein he lambasts or um, make it as a daily topic family issues in relation, well, specifically parents who don't give support, fathers who have mistresses, etc., etc. Now, are you aware of that format of the show? And if you are, what can you say about Raffy Tulfo treating you that way and Raffy Tulfo having a show like that?
First word na naiisip ko ay I'm disgusted, 'di ba? Alam ko
Mm,
grabe yung word na yon, pero yun ang the first thing that I thought of. Pero I think, 'di ba, as long as he helped a lot of people, great. Pero at the same time, dapat tignan natin, why is he helping these people? Yung isip ko, all of his help are just to publicly help people. And I don't know if he's helping anyone privately. I think all of his help is um, captured on social media, on the TV,
mm,
um, public, and it's monetized. So, although I am glad he's helping people that cannot help themselves, I'm also disgusted that it's a format for him to monetize and exploit um, people, because I don't really believe it's in his nature to want to help people. I truly believe he's helping people to help himself.
mm. Okay, here's another question here. What are your thoughts? Well, Rafi Tulfo, I don't know if you are aware, Rafi Tulfo is already a politician. He's a senator. Your Tito Erwin Tulfo is a congressman. Um, Jocelyn Pua, the wife of your father, is a congressman. Ralph Tulfo is a congressman. Now, Rafi Tulfo declared that they are prodding Maricel Tulfo to also run for Congress as a congressman. Um, what uh, what reaction do you have in relation to all your father's side? Almost all of your father's side is running for a position, or in the future is embracing position in politics.
Well, Attorney Lebayan, I do have a few thoughts in my head, but the first thing I want to address is that my mother is Rafi's legal wife, not Jocelyn.
Mm.
Secondly,
I'm sorry. Yes, yes.
um,
I agree with you. I agree with you.
I think that kind of nepotism in the legal system perpetuates corruption. And I'm really disturbed that there is no law that prevents this kind of political dynasty, as someone
Mhm.
it looks like is mentioning in there. So I hope something will be passed that can prevent this kind of political dynasty because it creates injustices in the future.
Yes, I agree with you. Now,
And
there is also um, I don't call it news, maybe gossip or pseudo news, going around that your dad is planning to run for president. What can you say about that?
Raffy is my father, who's a genetic material. My dad is Joe. But if you're
Oh,
talking
sorry,
about
sorry. Yeah, Rafi
Raffy,
Tulfo. I'm sorry. Sorry,
that's
sorry. I'm
okay.
sorry. Yeah,
That's
Rafi
okay.
Tulfo.
Um, True leadership goes beyond personal achievements and what can be seen publicly, right? So, yung experience ko as Rafi's daughter, he's failed at basic responsibilities of fatherhood, which requires integrity, duty, honor, obligation. And I think these are the qualities that we should aspire from in a president.
Mhm. I agree with you also. So, if you were to talk to the Filipino people in relation to them choosing their politicians, because obviously, well, maybe I don't know how to term Rafi Tulfo. I'll just call him Rafi Tulfo because I also believe and I want to make it clear right now that well, I just got confused there. I also believe, and our community believes that Julie is the legal wife, and your dad actually is Joe because um, being a dad is more than contributing sperm cells. So, what can you say to the Filipino people in relation to their choice or choices of whom to put in position in politics?
I think I want the Filipino people to choose the leader that best represents their values and aspirations. So if they want a president that, as I mentioned earlier, the leadership qualities that I believe personally we should have in a president, such as integrity, obligation, duty, and honor, I am not sure. I think there could be a better option out there.
Thank you for saying that. And may I ask? We're almost an hour. Do you still have time? Do you have anything to
Yes,
do?
I
You
have
still have
time.
time.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, there is another question here. Um, it's it's in relation to uh, I don't know really if I will ask you this. Maybe we'll just pass on this one. Um, okay, maybe I'll ask it. You know also that your mom Julie is or filed cases against Rafi Tulfo. Are you aware of those cases?
Medyo, yung nanay ko tsaka ako, medyo
Mm,
nag-aaway kami kasi sinasabi ko sa kanya, ayaw ko nang marinig ang nangyayari kasi nagagalit ako sa ginagawa ni Rafi. So, medyo kilala ko ang nangyayari. Pero
mm,
I'm not an expert.
mm. So are you okay with this? Because after all, of course, do you still consider Rafi Tulfo as an extension of your personality, or did you completely, or are you completely indifferent of him?
I consider him an extension of my personality in the case that ayokong, I don't want to become him, diba? So,
Mm.
sa akin, I try to have that moral integrity. Siyempre, hindi ako perfect. Pero I try to have that integrity. I try to keep my word. So I think in that sense, the extension is a reminder not to be like Rafi.
Okay, there is a question here by Rider's Diary. Do you have any idea of the citizenship of your father?
From what
Did
I
he ever mention to you, or do you know any incident that you might know the citizenship of your father?
From documents that my mom showed me, I saw that he has a US passport. I'm not sure when he
Mm.
obtained this, but considering he lived in the United States for a very long time and was married to Celadonia Amos, I believe he obtained that his citizenship here. But um, that's just speculation on my part. But the document showing his US passport, that is a hard fact.
Mm. Okay. Now, there is an interesting question here also. Uh, was there any was there any time in your life that Raffy Tulfo sincerely apologized about being an absentee father or treating you like that? Well, how he treated you?
No, no apology. I have not heard from him since the last time I heard from him, other than the Facebook post from or message from Ralph that I mentioned. The last time we
Mm.
spoke when I asked him for help, and he told me, I'm busy now, I'll call you back. Never heard back. I called him again many times, and then his number changed. So that was the last time we've spoken.
Okay, this is also a question from Silent Observer. What is your motivation of coming out now? Why did you do this interview daw po?
I think, why not? Um, I know it, I support my mother, my mom. This is something that hurts her, and I understand because I had that same pain, that same hurt as her. Um,
Mm.
to be thrown away and discarded. So I see how much it pains her. And I've kept quiet all this time just because I didn't want to get involved. But, something happened in my personal life, which I don't want to talk about. But I feel that
Mm.
being quiet is complicit. Um, and this is the least that I could do, diba? It's not
Yes, yes, I
much,
understand.
but it's something. It's it's my opportunity to stand up and show up instead of being quiet and allowing injustice to continue to happen.
I really like what you said there, but when you said being quiet is complicit, it's so ano, it's so perfect. It's a very good answer dito sa ginawa niyo po ngayon. Ngayon po, there's also a question here. Are you aware that your dad is very rich right now? Based on news reports and claims by other people, like he was earning about like 2 billion or something to that ballpark in relation to his earnings in YouTube alone. Are you aware of that?
I was not aware, although because I've been informed that he has millions of followers, I could presume that he is a very wealthy person. So I am surprised that he would only offer $10,000 for my wedding,
Yeah.
which I
Well,
did
actually,
not
many
receive.
people are surprised. But if we will base that on the demographics of the people who are watching him, that will be a lot of money. But of course, if that's in the United States, and given that you were not given support all your life, that's a measly amount.
That's right. $10,000 does not go a long way in the United States. I think that would pay for perhaps 5 months of rent for, or sorry, five or 6 months. No, not even that of the average person.
Mm.
Maybe 4 months for the average person.
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Now there's a question here. Do you envy any of your? Do you feel envy? Maybe that's the better way to term this question. Uh, do you feel envy to in relation to any of your half brothers or sisters who Rafi Tulfo is treating better than you or your mom?
Absolutely. There's definitely envy, but more than that, I'm not sure if it's as much envy as pain that I'm not, me and my mom, we're not good enough. And I think it's more, again, I try not to think about him. I try not to dwell on things. But if I do think about it, I just wonder why we weren't good enough or why he doesn't have the honor to at least do right by us, um,
Mm,
and admit his mistakes. So I think it's more the pain that he doesn't see us as consequentials. He discarded us and um, wants nothing to do with us with no explanation.
mhm. Now let's go back to like Rafi Tulfo being super rich, because this channel Batas Natin is all about the law. So I think it is my duty to inform you also that as an illegitimate child and your mom being the legitimate wife, you know that uh, in the future, well, everybody goes there eventually. Here in the Philippines, we have what we call the forced legitim or forced inheritance, meaning if you have a wife or if you have a child, whether legitimate or illegitimate, or well, they don't term it legitimate or illegitimate now, they term it marital or non-marital, they are entitled to receive inheritance from you. Are you aware of that?
Yes, I've been made aware of that law.
Mm. Because in the United States, that's not the case, right? They can give their inheritance to anyone they like. Am I correct?
That's right. It's very different here. They can give it to anyone, they can give it to charity. But yes, in the Philippines, from what I understand, like you said, the marital or legitimate child gets the assets. In
Mm.
and I think I know what you might ask next, so I'll answer. I
Yes.
think that, like you mentioned before, Rafi, marami siyang connections, may kaya siya. So, I think, at saka sa Pilipinas, di ba, sinabi mo yung he's a senator, his brother is a congressman, like all these five politicians. So, yung isip ko, may paraon silang magagawa na either the law will change or yung assets matatago. Pero,
Mm.
I don't think yung totoo lang, I don't think there will be anything for me to contest.
Okay, but are you, well, if you deserve it, I guess as a lawyer, I think you should fight for it. Like what your mom is doing now. Can you comment about how how strong your mom is now, fighting all these legal battles against Rafi Tulfo being this very influential and famous politician here in the Philippines. What can you say about that?
My mom has faith in the justice system, I think, because na-experience ko firsthand, nakita ko anong nangyari sa nanay ko, di ba?
Mm,
Nung she called a press conference, maraming press na pumunta sa interview niya, and she came out with the bigamy charges. Tapos walang nag-report. So um, all the paperwork that she filed that were delayed or that were thrown out for no reason. So, but despite all that, talagang may pag-asa siya. She has faith. Ako, I'm
mm.
more cynical. Wala akong faith kasi alam ko na he has connections. He's very powerful. So I don't think right now that there's a lot that can be done unless things change, laws change in the Philippines.
Yeah, yeah, I understand. But I hope because your rights are still there. What I hope is you just don't give up on it, and eventually, maybe when we cross the bridge, you'll see clearly. Uh, I understand that you've been deprived so much, and you've been masyado na po kayong pinaasa. So I think in a legal point of view, I understand na nawawalan na po kayo ng pag-asa. Pero as a lawyer, and you told me earlier that you watch my shows. I want to restore the trust of Filipinos, especially those who were brought up or misled thinking that there is no justice here in the Philippines. Because if we really will accept the fact that there is no justice, then we are doomed. Kaya po, here in Batas natin, we are fighting for what is right kasi nga po, we have no other choice.
You
Kaya
know what?
kayo rin
Tama po
po,
kayo. Yeah.
eventually, when that time will come, uh, I hope you will not give up on what you really deserve as a person.
Tama po kayo. Thank you for telling me that. I think as long as you have people like you fighting the fight, there's hope, right? You give people
Mm,
like me
yes.
hope to keep fighting as well.
Yeah, that's good to know also that somehow we spark hope sa mga tao because yeah, if you criticize Raffy Tulfo right now, makikita mo talaga na it's not the backlash is only not in social media because there are a lot of trolls in social media. And for sure after this interview with you, ah, siguro bibigyan ko na rin ho kayo ng konting warning na trolls will be unleashed. And of course, because you came out for this interview, they will be attacking you. What is your message to them po?
I don't really have a message for them kasi hindi ko siguro mababasa ang mga trolls naman. So, um, wala akong message sa kanila. I think the reason I say that is, um, alam mo yung psychology term na confirmation bias?
Bias, yes.
Yung,
Opo.
yung confirmation bias na you're only watching and consuming content that reaffirms your beliefs over and over. So sometimes yung mga trolls, regardless of the facts, regardless of what they see, they're not gonna change their mind because they consume so much content that continues to confirm what they already believe. So despite
Mm.
facts that is different from their beliefs, it's not something that we can change their minds on. So there's no point in trying to change their minds. It will happen if it will, but it's not something na pwede natin ipilit sa kanila.
Yeah, I agree po. That's a very good answer. Ngayon po, let's go let's siguro let's go lighter naman. let's talk about how strong of a person you are, because based on what I heard from your mom, uh, you studied college and you worked at the same time. Is that correct?
Yes, I went to college and I worked sometimes two jobs, nights and weekends. Pero, um, you know, the one, the ones that really worked hard ay ang nanay at saka dad ko talaga. Kasi nung
Mm.
bata ako, for example, kailangan ko ng braces. So, yung dad ko, he got a second job para makakuha ko ng braces. Na
Mm.
nagtatrabaho siya ng full-time sa military. So, pagkatapos ng military, pumunta siya sa cinema. Nagwawalis sa cinema para
Okay.
makukuha ko ng braces. And yung nanay
Wow.
ko, nagtatrabaho siya sa factory. So,
Mhm.
mainit na mainit sa factory. Walang air conditioner, air condition, di ba? So, mga
Mm.
100 degrees Fahrenheit, mga what, 38 degrees Celsius. So, mainit na mainit sa summer. Backbreaking work.
Mm.
She was working to put me through college. It wasn't
Wow.
enough, so I still had to pay for my living expenses. Pero she would work mga 60 to 80 hours, 7 days a week. One time, nagtrabaho siya na siguro 3 buwan na walang day off para makakuha siya ng overtime para ibigyan niya ako ng pera. So,
Mm.
my dad and mom, they're the ones talaga na naghirap sa paglalakihin ko.
Alam nyo ho, I can say right now actually na I think uh, Raffy Tulfo is a good riddance in your life, because you have Joe with you right now, and your parents raised you well.
Tama po.
You have the values, the ethics of a great person. So I think everything turned out well.
Tama po. I think um if when I was young, I don't think I would have thought that I would not be interested in being in Rafi's orbit, but ngayon, I'm glad I'm not in his orbit.
Yeah. Ngayon ho, I will not. Maybe this will be the last tough question. Uh, how do you feel that that Rafi Tulfo? I will not call him your dad anymore, because he was not there as a dad for you, based on what you said. Rafi Tulfo uh, poses in social media, in the public, that he helps or helped a lot of people, but he failed to help his family, you and your mom. What can you say about that?
Those are facts. So, wala akong masasabi kasi totoo naman, di ba? Um, I I think I wish na he he is true to his word and he has integrity. Yun lang ang wish ko, di ba? Na like what he practices is on in public on TV is what he does in his private life. Pero that's not what I've experienced sa kanya. So that's that's sad to me that
Mm,
he's a different person than what he shows on the outside.
mm. Okay. I'm sorry for asking that question. And now, do you have any message to the people who are watching us right now? We have 5,000, about 5,500 people watching us. Do you have anything to say to them?
Um, I just want to thank everybody for being here tonight and again for your time, Attorney Libayan. As I mentioned
It's my pleasure po.
before, I wish Raffy all the best in his future campaigns in the gossip that you said. But I hope the Filipinos will select the person that represents their values.
I concur. Thank you, ma'am, and yeah, for having this interview, and our community wishes you well. And ito nga sabi ni Malak, we are so proud of you, Miss Grandy. Alam mong tumayo sa sarili mong paa to provide all your needs. Hindi ka umasa sa tinatawag nilang idol. Your story will definitely be an inspiration. Magiging inspiration po yung kwento nyo sa lahat. Because alam nyo po, one of the primary concerns that we have in relation to the program Raffy Tulfo in Action, which is run by Raffy Tulfo, is that they are breeding a community of people who just asks money. Yun pong nagiging palaasan na lang yung tao. They become parasites. They just rely on other people in relation to their needs, in relation to solving their problems, in relation to what they want to be or need to do in the future. And with you, in this interview, you showed us po na you can do it. You can do it, of course, with the help of your family, your real family. And nothing is impossible. Pwede pa rin ho kayong magkaroon ng mas magandang buhay pa if you really chose to or choose to to make your life better. Thank you very much po for having this interview with me.
Thank you, Attorney
And
Libayan. Thank you po.
yun po. Regards po. Thank you very much. And yan na po, magpapaalam na po tayo. Thank you very much po sa lahat. Ma'am Grandy, regards po sa family nyo. Regards po sa mom nyo. And maraming salamat mga kabatas natin. At syempre, tulad ng laging sinasabi, matulog po tayo na mahimbing dahil alam natin na yung natutulog na mahimbing, siya yung laging panalo. Paalam po, pansamantala.